Good evening, everybody. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. The Prowlers swept the River Sharks last weekend in 2 games in Elmira, and that is the last opponent the Prowlers have played. For Elmira, a little bit more complicated. The River Sharks played 2 more games that weekend, dropping both, and ending up going 0 for 4 in a 4-4 over the weekend. We'll take a look back at those games, and we'll set you up for this one coming up next on the PHP Network. Back here in Port Huron, 14:58 left to go in period number 2. And the River Sharks still with that 2-goal lead over the Port Huron Prowlers. The face-off coming deep in Prowlers territory after the save by Tucker Tynan on the first shot of the period for Elmira. One coming off the stick of Blake Peavy, who's trying to snap a 9-game point drought. Play to the boards. Here is Peavy. Feeds it out high. Asp with a quick shot that goes wide. Peavy collects it off the boards. But Dalton Young able to stymie that shot. And Federley dumps it in. Federley trying to play it again in the corner. Gets it out high to Young. Across to Heinzel. He has to chase back after it. Makes a couple of poke checks. Prowler's back on the puck. Federley, his shot partially impeded. I think that was Klink who got his stick in the way. Graham all the way across towards Heinzel. Federley touches it towards Freeborn, bouncing around in front. And pushed just wide, and finally Bernard able to get on top of it, and now Asp and Federley getting into it. Asp sent Federley down to the ice. Austin Federley giving up about 10 inches in that battle. About 10 inches and 50 pounds at Rasmus Asp has on Austin Federley. That puck was bouncing around down near the crease. Thought the Prowlers had a couple of opportunities to get wax on it, but Sammy Bernard was able to corral it at least long enough for the whistle. Both teams with new lines out there. Ford playing it away from DeCumbus. Arnott keeps it in. Here's Sim with a shot that goes wide. Markle off the boards and out. Bounced along. Now Alex Johnson. Quick up looking for DeCumbus. That one goes all the way down for icing. So they'll take the face-off all the way back to Prowler territory. 13:46 left to go in period 2. No goals yet in this middle frame. Face off one back by the River Sharks. Ford shot on net, gloved by Tynan. He'll hang on for another whistle and a face off. So they'll do it again. Stephen Ford, who joined Elmira when they were the Mammoth last year, had 4 assists in 5 games at the end of his college season. Formerly with Morrisville State. Ended up sticking around for the new franchise. Of course, the River Sharks, no connection as far as history goes with the Elmira Mammoth. There's Parker, stepped up on by Frank Schumacher. Prowlers keep it in the zone. DeCumbus dumps it in. Kara Georges came in trying to throw a hit on DeCumbus. He and Parker ended up colliding. DeCumbus slipped between the two of them. Here's Vartiainen pulling up. His shot blocked by Parsons. Markle keeps it alive and dumps it around. Schumacher one-hands it along. Vartiainen pulls it out. Sends it deep. Graham Mentis and Parsons after it. Now Schumacher to Chartrand. On for Matt Graham. He pulls up, tried to saucer it across. Bertiainen gloved it down. Out comes Grant Mentis. He gets it deep. Heinzel tried to move it along. Puck ended up on the far side. Nobody knew where it was except for Dan Chartrand. He fires a pass up to Graham. Dalton J, a step off sides as Graham was walking the blue line. 12-12 to go in period 2. Prowlers can't get much going. Of course, that offsides won't help. Tristan Sim out there now centering Freeborn and Federley as Matt Graham heads to the bench. Federley towards the net, deflected down and bounced off of Pozar. But Bernard able to jump on top and cover for a whistle. And I see a little mark between the top of the circle and the blue line where they're about to take this base off. It looks like a little bit of a blood mark. I think that may have come from Kara Georges when he collided with Parker as he was checking his face after that collision. Referees apparently haven't seen it because they would have gone to clean it up. There's Rogers towards the net. And now Gaeta. He's it behind the cage for Wilson. Out towards Rogers. He swung and missed. Now Freeborn is back across with Federley. Freeborn shoots. Stopped by Bernard, and he got the rebound too. Cycle deep. Pozar chased by Merritt. Freeborn tried to feed it out. Johnson keeps it in at the line. Chartrand from the outside, kicked out by Bernard. And the puck comes to neutral ice where Deck will play it. Gaeta tried to rim it in. It was cut off by Chartrand. Sends it across to Alex Johnson. He's back in. Backhands it around. Merritt tried to touch it back towards Chartrand. Hopped up on him. They continue to move it along the boards. Jay picks it up. Peavy trying to take it from him. Ends up on Johnson's stick. Klink takes it from him, but his lead pass to Davidson out of his reach. Klink just able to keep that puck in at the line. Tynan rims it back up. Johnson just gets it out. Now back up towards Peavy. Towards the front of the net, and they score. It's Darius Davidson, who was cutting towards the cage, receives that pass and goes to the backhand around Tucker Tynan to make it 4-1 Elmira. Sixth of the year for Davidson. It's been all Elmira tonight as we approach the halfway point of the game. And some frustration showing on the Prowlers bench right now. As Parsons rims it around. Freeborn back towards the net, bounces in the air. And now Powell, long lead pass on for Wilson. He has a breakaway. Parsons comes back to disrupt just enough. Now Merritt trying to spring the other direction. And it's Grant Mentis recollecting at the blue line, or red line, excuse me. Now he'll dump it in. Quick up towards Freeborn, slipped under his stick. Asp dumps it around. There's Brian Parsons. He fires it out all the way down. Just slips past the net for icing against the Prowlers, and the faceoff will come back into Port Huron territory when we come back. Darius Davidson has made it 4-1 Elmira midway through this second period. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.